This is Joseph Carlson, and this is episode 164 of Gaming with Grief, and I'm calling this episode The Quarry Impressions. But before that, I want to remind you guys that this podcast will hit my website, www.gamingwithgrief.com, Monday morning at 7 a.m. Please go there and leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the show. You can also subscribe to the podcast on either Apple iTunes, the Google Play Store, or Spotify. The audio from episode 100 on to this is also on YouTube, so if you want to listen to the podcast that way, you can. You can also write me an email at gwgpodfellows@gmail.com, or you can find me on Twitter at JustLittleJoe. So yeah, like I said, my wife is here again this week for the second week in a row. We both sat down for about 40 minutes and just played the intro of The Quarry, which is a new horror game by Supermassive Games. The game came out this year. It was published by 2K. What was it, 2016 or 2017? They came out with Until Dawn. Until Dawn, which was great. You finished it and loved it. I did. I think in your playthrough of Until Dawn, we were joking around about this. How many people survived when you... One person survived on her playthrough. So, you know... Kudos to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
What do you think about The Quarry? I know we only played it a little bit. I actually watched you play it.
Yeah, you just watched me play it.
Yeah, you're really into horror games. I am not into horror games as much.
Which is surprising that you actually attempted to play this, but...
Right.
But I love it. I love playing basically what is a horror movie and making decisions.
Yeah, there's some weird things with the perspective in the game, though, where, like... It really reminds me of like old adventure games where the camera's like way far away and you're trying to navigate through spaces.
Yeah, some of that is kind of hard to follow, to watch a little bit. It's kind of hard on my peripheral.
Yeah, and then I don't think you were wearing your glasses either, so...
No, I have old eyes.
Right, so... But it is weird because the whole thing, it's a horror movie. It's definitely got the 80s vibe. When you make a choice, it says path chosen. And you'll see like a tape rewind or skip, and it'll show something. The save symbol is a VHS tape.
It's great.
So there's a lot of vibes. You're going to the Quarry, which is a summer camp, which I think is a terrible name for a summer camp. The Quarry sounds.
Yeah, it's like a big hole.
It doesn't sound great if you want to go to the summer camp.
I think Camp Crystal Lake is a good one.
That's actually a good name. I will say, watching you. I don't really play a lot of horror games. But watching you play Until Dawn, even though I think it looked good on PS4, you're playing this on Xbox Series X. Mm-hmm. It looks amazing.
It does. It looks so good. The detail.
You've heard of the uncanny valley philosophy, haven't you? Of like things look too... There's like an uncanny valley between robots, like what looks fake and what looks real, and you have to keep it in the valley. You can't go too far one way or another. Well, if you go too far towards that, then it looks too human and it's actually too off-putting. So they make robots look like robots because if they look too human, it weirds us out. And I think in graphics, this happens with games all the time where they're getting to the point with this game where you're like, that... I mean, especially when they get the likeness of certain actresses or actors. Mm-hmm. I know Brendan Song is a big deal, but I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is? I probably could have looked it up. But yeah, I mean, they're like spot on. David Arquette's in this.
Sam Raimi?
Ted Raimi.
Sorry.
Yeah, his brother. But they set it up just like a regular movie in the beginning. You see the credits roll, scary car in the woods, driving at night. I mean, all that kind of stuff. It's very tropey, but I've listened to other podcasts when people reviewed it, and they were kind of complaining about certain people and, and what choices people made. They're farther in the game, obviously, than you are. But, like, the idea is that I think they did the... Supermassive Games did a great job if everything people are complaining about are the same things that people complain about with horror movies. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So people are like, I didn't like how this character did. I don't like this person. It's like, that sounds like a horror movie. Mm-hmm. It sounds like they've done a good job of crafting a horror movie. Yeah. Even though people are like, I don't like this person. I don't. It's like, it sounds good.
Well, there were some choices I didn't want to make. I wanted to make my own choice and go and do something else.
Yeah, because you watch walkthroughs of this a little bit.
Only a little bit. Right. Then I was like, I'm just going to go back to the car, but you couldn't do that.
Yeah, there was a lot of weird things. Like there was a prompt where in the beginning you can either go into the camp or go back, and your boyfriend's like...
I tried to go back to the car.
Yeah, your boyfriend's like, are you ready to go? And then there's no option, and then you just can walk around.
Yeah.
Like, you'd imagine at that point, you'd be like, no, I want to stay, or yes, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't any of that, so that's a little weird.
Yeah, and I feel like he should have made, more decisions like, okay, well, we need to go here, and then it would have given her an option to say yes or no.
Right, and we did do couch co-op, which I really like. You basically pick your team in the beginning. So what is there, 8 characters, I think? Mm-hmm. And they have a little bio on each character, and then you can select player 1, player 2. Yes, I want to be this person. Yes, I want to be this person. And then player 2 gets to decide. Till you get to all 4 characters. Mm-hmm. And then you can play the game, which I really liked. You can also do single player. Mm-hmm. So you get to pick your character. Which I don't know how that works. I guess they cut it into scenes, I'd imagine.
They probably just...
Because Until Dawn, they cut it into pairs, right? Mm-hmm. So you were making the decision with the pairs?
No, it was just individual.
Right. So like the scene would start and they're like, you're Chris. Or something.
Yeah, so you didn't pick. They just threw you in basically the movie. And
they're going to do that. Apparently, too, there's a director's mode in this, so you can go through. You might have to beat the game first, but you can go through and select the path you want to choose for each character, like we're seeing the path chosen, and then it just plays like a movie.
Oh, cool.
Which I think would be really neat.
I like that. Yeah, I like it.
We should, maybe after you're done doing it, maybe I'll playing the game, maybe I'll just go in there and watch the movie of the Quarry. As opposed to playing it.
I think you should play it.
I'll probably play it after this.
Yeah, you need to play it.
Not only do I really not like horror games, I'm trying to beat another game actually for the podcast, and I'm very close to the end. So part of me is like, yeah, I wanted to do this. I want to play the Quarry. I don't play horror games. I want to give it a shot. Part of me is like, yeah, I got to do this other thing too that I want to do. But my wife really loves horror movies, so really I bought it as a gift for her so she could play the Quarry. Because she's like... Oh, she was literally just watching murder shows.
True crime. It's not really murder per se.
It's kind of a murder show. I always make the joke that there's a detective somewhere in the episode of whatever murder show she's watching and said, this is the worst thing I've ever seen in 25 years. Which they haven't done in the court. I will say, I really like Ted Raimi's performance in this. He's a creepy cop.
Yes, he does
a great job. And it seems like he's played a lot of comedic performances. Yeah.
But he plays this.
Yeah, like really serious. Maybe I don't know enough about his portfolio or anything. So.
Yeah, he played. I think I forgot what movie it was, but he played like a schizophrenic type of thing, and it was from his point of view. And he put foil all over the inside of his apartment. Oh. It's very interesting.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do, and I will say that they do a lot of tight camera shots on actors' faces, which they might need to back up. Detail. Yeah, some of it could just be like, hey, we got all this cool tech, we got to show this off. So I don't know really why there. But I really did just buy this for you. I did want to play it, or maybe when you're done, maybe I'll play it, or maybe just go in and be like, hey, I beat it. I'm going to make a bunch of random choices. Let's just watch the movie. Because I'd like to actually see on the movie mode how many choices you have.
Well, here's the thing. I want to watch the movie of you playing it.
Yeah.
That's what I
wants to watch the YouTube.
And then I'm going to sit down with some popcorn.
She wants to watch the YouTube version. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe you'll play it, and then maybe I'll just go in there and play it, and then we'll do another podcast of you've already beaten it, I've beaten it, and then we'll come back. Maybe that'll be our final review of the Quarry. So... but yeah, I will say, as far as horror games go, this seems like there's so much fidelity in this that you're like, oh, this is like definitely a step up. Like again, I thought Until Dawn looked amazing on PS4, but this is a completely different level.
It's so good.
I heard there was some performance problems, but I think that was on PC. I haven't seen. I mean, we only played a little bit, but it ran really well. Yeah, I think this will be a short episode. Just to let you guys know, very soon in the next few episodes, I'm going to be adding video. So I just want to put that out there. But it'll be it'll probably be 10 episodes or so because I'm still trying to prep for that. And I think the next episode is going to be pretty long. So this one will be a little bit short. But you obviously want to play it. You're excited to play it.
I love it. Yeah. I think it's great.
And we've been talking about it for a bit. I remember telling you they were coming out with it a few months ago because I think from announcement to release was actually pretty quick. Mm-hmm. And I remember you telling me about it, and you're like, yes.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. The ones that were put out before this one by the same company, I wasn't really into, like, Metal of Madon.
Yeah, the Man of Madon.
Man of Madon.
House of Ash. There's another one.
I love the horror movie game.
Yeah, I mean, to
But
me,
not
those were like horror short films, and this
Yeah.
is more like the feature.
Yeah.
And then it seems like a lot of the little things that are in it, like the couch co-op where you pick your team, or the director's mode, are kind of learnings. Because I heard some of those things, or at least a version of those things, were in like the Man of Medan and stuff like that. So it's almost like, I mean, people talk about it all the time. You want people to learn from what they've done before. And it seems like they've really like, oh no, this would be great. People could sit on a couch and pick, 4 people. And I was listening to another podcast where they were reviewing it, and in the background, the guy had it on mute, but he was on the podcast, and he would look over and be like, oh wow, I just turned on director mode, and I have absolutely no idea what's going on right now, because I didn't make these choices. So I think that'd be really interesting to see that.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
Yeah, so all in all, you're going to...
I love it. I think it's
I know
great.
you don't 100% games a lot. Is this going to be one that you're going to 100% maybe?
Probably.
Get all the achievement. You don't usually do
I
that.
have a 100% Resident Evil.
Yeah, you've beaten
well.
it. Have you? Yeah, you beat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. But yes, I will probably get as far as I
there
can
you
in
go.
this.
So, yeah. Cool. Well, again, it's a short episode this week, but next week will be a much longer episode because I have big plans for next week. Not video, but just a longer video essay type thing. But I want to remind you guys before we end that this podcast will hit my website, www.gamewithgrief.com. Go there. Let me know what you think of the show. Leave a comment below the episode. You can actually download and listen to the episode there from the website. It'll hit 7 a.m. Monday morning. You can also subscribe to the podcast on either Apple iTunes, the Google Play Store, or Spotify. And the audio is up on YouTube. So if you want to listen to it there, give me the like and the subscribe, all that kind of stuff there. You can also go to gwgpodfellows@gmail.com. Write me an email. Let me know what you think of the show. Comment, stuff like that. Maybe there's a game you want to review. Leave it there. You can also find me on Twitter @JustLittleJoe. And I think that is all. You guys have a good week, and I will talk to you again next week. Bye.